The $7 billion pipeline, which would bring oil from Western Canada to refineries in Texas. Kerry says a lot of questions have been raised on the 1,700-mile pipeline proposed by TransCanada out of Calgary. He said the questions require answers. Kerry says he can promise our friends in Canada that all the appropriate effort is being put into trying to get this done effectively and rapidly. The State Department has jurisdiction over the pipeline because it crosses an international border. I'm Bill Morrison with IRN USA News.
My fellow Americans,
you are a meathead.
KTOX1340.com. Check it out.
KTOX.
No additives, no preservatives, no chemicals.
it's just good, clean.
Dandy Donut and Deli at 4630 Highway 95 in Fort Mojave has fresh baked donuts and pastries every day. They also feature sandwiches made to order, burritos, salads, wraps, and much more. Come in for breakfast and try the Sunrise Croissant Sandwich. It's a freshly buttered croissant with 2 scrambled eggs, American cheese, a choice of ham, bacon, turkey, or sausage, and a side of fresh fruit, mini muffin, or a regular donut. Don't forget the smoothies, fresh coffee, iced or hot, and Thai iced tea. Dandy Donut and Deli at 4630 Highway 95 in Fort Mojave, where quality food and service happen every day.
When it comes to local news, state news, business news, national news, sports, variety, information, and more, KTOX is the Tri-State's top leader.
Live from Studio D in Needles, California, KTOX 1340 AM and Pirate Web Radio Productions presents the Rob Hanson Radio Program.
As soon as you are able, woman, I am weak.
In my world, everyone's a pony, and they all eat rainbows and poop butterflies.
I mean, nobody got dead from the regatta. Okay? That's a good thing, right?
To me, a safe regatta is no fatalities.
If I wanted anything to do with Dan McDonald, I'd call Domino's and order a pizza.
You're listening to Our Daddy on KTOX. 1340 AM, tune in daily. Peace.
And welcome. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM, the Tri-State's Renegade radio station. Oh, boy. It's Friday. Finally a Friday. My gosh. You know, it's been a long week. Of course, you tuned in yesterday, you know it's been hell for me and my family. Now, if you're in the chat rooms online looking for my kids, you're not going to see them today because I brought them in with me today because, well, I can. I enjoy it. They're sitting around there out there. You'll probably see one or two of them wandering in and out of the studio as the couple of hours progress. If you're listening to me on the radio and you know you're getting ready to get out in your car and you don't have a decent radio in the house, or you just would like to try this out, head on over to www.bounceradio.net/talk radio, or go to KTOX1340.com, and you can watch us online or watch me online. You can watch Frank and Dave in the morning online as well. If you didn't know that already, you probably did. But I'd like to encourage people to go on over there and then share it around too. Share the link around and encourage more people to participate, because you know this is your radio station. It's their radio station too. And the more people we have listening to it, the better off everybody is. At least I think so. I think so. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM. And like I said, it's Friday. My goodness gracious, January 17th. Already 17 days into this brand spanking new year of 2014. Can't believe it. 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes after the hour, roughly thereabouts. We've got a few things to talk about. I'm going to talk about President Obama's lack of decision, I guess. That's my opinion. But his comments today about the NSA proposals, and then of course you're traveling in Texas. Traveling in Texas, you might not want to give homeless men money. Just saying. I'll tell you why about that a little later too. And of course a lot more we're gonna talk about today. And of course your phone calls 1-800-842-1340. It's Joey, that's awful. If you like your privacy, you can keep it. You know, wherever heard that one before. You bet. What it's looks like Tutu, you have a dirty mind. A dirty, nasty mind. To the corner with you. I'm not even. She says, the cord to your right near where Frank sits, well, it looks like, on the table. This is the kind of hell I get on Facebook. I don't even know why I open it and log into it. Yes, I do, because I enjoy it. But we're going to be talking about Mr. Obama's proposals, and then of course homeless people in Texas, and why it's not a good idea to give them money. Could end up costing you your freedom. Yeah, it's kind of serious. It's nasty. Really is a nasty story, and I'm not at all thrilled about it. Just more police overreach and whatnot. But it was, we'll get into that one a little later. I don't want to give away everything. Anyway, yesterday when I asked for everybody's help in making this, don't hurry on my account, Tutu. Making this venture somewhat profitable, because I've got lots of expenses. It's going to be coming up. As you know, my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 lymphoma. Been in the hospital for over a week now. In one hospital or another. Right now, he's down in Phoenix, being looked at by specialists down there. But we're gonna start experiencing a whole bunch of expenditures going out. And one of the things is I've got to make this program somewhat profitable for me. The reason, got to have the money to drive down here to do it, and I also have the money to have the money to help pay the bills around the house, because they're going to get steep, and they're going to get steep real fast. And one of the things I failed to mention yesterday was how to get a hold of us to if you do go out and recommend the show to people to advertise on. And it's really simple to do this. You go and say, hey, I think you should advertise on the Rob Hanson radio program on KTOX, and it's not real expensive. $25 a week. They'll play your ad every day. $100 a month. That's it. We'll even produce the ad for you. But it's really easy, and all you need to do and if they do that, and they say, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Have them give us a call. Whoops. Have them give us a call, KTOX. Not the 800 line, because when we're not doing shows, we don't answer the phone unless somebody sees it ringing, and it's only physical. This is only a physical thing. Have them give us a call, 760-326-4500. And Dave or me will answer the phone or leave a message, and we'll get back to you on that. It's really simple. Like I said, not very much, but the more the merrier. And it'll allow me to continue doing this for you, and allow me to continue coming down here and providing the best quality entertainment and information and news and whatnot and so forth that I absolutely positively can. And because boy, I'll tell you what, I think it would just absolutely kill me if I couldn't come down here and spend a few hours with you every day. It would be awful. It would be awful. 1-800-842-1340. You want to get involved in anything we're talking about today? I won't turn you down. We'll take a quick break. Come back and we're going to talk about why it's probably not a good idea to give homeless men in Houston, Texas, 75 cents. So, I know it's got your curiosity piqued. It's got mine piqued. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM. Right back right after these messages.
'Cause when you're standing oh so near, I kinda lose my mind. It's not the perfume that you wear.
KTOX
1340 AM.
The Tri-State's original local talk station.
And now for your local news from KTOX.
Beginning today and continuing through the weekend will be the 4th annual Havasu Balloon Festival and Fair. A total of 70 balloons are expected, with 10 special-shaped balloons participating in the event. Live entertainment, vendors, and activities for the kids will take place each day on the island west of the London Bridge. Admission is $10 for adults, with kids under 14 being let in for free. No pets are allowed at the venue at any time. In an effort to assist students with last-minute enrollments and questions about registration, the campuses of Mojave Community College at Kingman, Bullhead City, Lake Havasu City, and Colorado City will be open tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Spring classes begin on 21 January, with 12-week classes starting on 18 February. Tuition assistance is available for students at all levels. The Kingman Unified School District Governing Board at their meeting on Tuesday moved on a proposal that would see the school's district transitioning from a traditional calendar to a 45-10 schedule. The board approved the traditional schedule for the next school year, with the 45-10 schedule taking effect the following year. The 180-day 45-10 schedule would include a 2-week break in the spring and fall, a regular winter break, and a 6-week break in the summer.
This has been your local news from
KTOX,
the Tri-State's talk leader.
And get the machine that goes bing.
Our influence is not for sale at KTOX. We don't accept compensation from guests or so-called experts to appear on the programs. Our integrity is not for sale. Our loyalty is with you, our listeners, and we don't accept bribes or gold records from politicians to manipulate the information you receive. We're community-supported independent radio. We're KTOX. Thanks for listening.
Hey. What? There's a swarm of locusts flying just around you.
I know. I was busy throwing rocks at stuff, and then swarm of locusts.
Sounds like bad karma. Maybe you should volunteer. Help a little old lady across the street, something. Get your karma right.
Karma? Alright, that's just dumb. Ow! Stay on the universe's good side. Volunteer, vote, get involved. Go to getgoodkarma.org. Brought to you by the Ad.
Dad, I don't think that will work.
Oh, nonsense. Duct tape fixes everything.
Uh-oh, Mom's gonna kill you.
Dad, you should get new flights for your darts and New Life games.
Yeah, Dad, Joey has all sorts of good stuff there.
Billiard and pool along with old school video games. He'll even fix their slot machine for us, Dad.
Okay, girls, let's go to New Life Games, 1159 Highway 95 in Bullhead City, Arizona. And let's go before your mom figures out I broke the window again.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. And at the end of the day, the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. So United Way is asking you to make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Be a reader, tutor or mentor. Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United. Take the pledge now at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
You're listening to KTOX AM 1340, Needles, California, the home of talk in the tri-state.
Hi, my name is Luca Zanna, and I support KTOX 1340 AM, your community radio station.
Welcome back. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM. The Tri-State's original talk radio. It is. Really, it is. From what I understand, it was the first talk radio station in this area. So here we are. KTOX 1340. You are here. It is the Rob Hanson radio program. And wow. Not wanting to do this in Houston, Texas. Really not wanting to. You know, it never pays to be a nice guy. And, well, it's sort of, I guess it never really, no good deed goes unpunished. Is that I guess that's how this story could be filed under. A man was detained and handcuffed for more than an hour by law enforcement officials in Houston moments after he gave a homeless man 75 cents. Greg Snyder said he was in Houston on business when a homeless man approached his car window and asked for spare change. That's when the homeless man came up to me and he said, "My name's Dave, I'm from Dallas, and I'm down on my luck. Do you have any change?" Well, Snyder gave the man 75 cents and he drove away. Nice guy. As Snyder pulled onto the highway, he said a police car came up behind him and started flashing his lights and sirens. He turned on his hazard lights to let him know, "Hey, I see you," and pulled over. And he said this is a really bad part of I-10 and to be pulled over on, so I was trying to find a safe place to pull over. And Snyder said he came to a stop, and the police officer rushed him, screaming and yelling. Telling him to get out of the car and telling him to put his hands on the hood. Snyder was pulled from his car, handcuffed, and thrown in the back of a police cruiser. He said 10 more police cars showed up at the scene. They were like, "We saw you downtown. We saw what you did." And I was like, "You were kidding me. I gave a homeless man 75 cents. 75 cents. gave the guy 75. As it turns out, the police thought he had exchanged drugs with the homeless man. The police then asked him if he could search his car. Snyder gave them the go-ahead. Authorities brought out drug-sniffing dogs and proceeded to search Snyder's car for more than an hour, ending with a big, fat goose egg. Nothing. He said everything was a misunderstanding, then I was free to go, said Snyder. The officers laughed over the mix-up, but Snyder wasn't amused, claiming the police officers damaged his car during the search. He has then filed a complaint with the Houston Police Department, Internal Affairs Division. Of course, the police aren't commenting about this at this point. Yeah, no good deed goes unpunished. Really, You know, we drive. you can drive through New Mexico, get stopped for say running a stop sign, an actual offense. Get out of the car and I don't know, clench your butt cheeks, and you could end up having your innards searched for several hours. Yeah, we talked about that. The anal probes in New Mexico. It's not just done by the aliens in Roswell anymore. But why? And in the end, then you get to pay the bill for it. But giving somebody comes up to your car and you hand them something, that does not automatically mean you're buying drugs. My kids come up to my car all the time. I hand them stuff, like the keys to the house or a buck or whatever. It isn't a drug exchange. People have come up to me in my car and say, "Hey, can you spare a couple of bucks? I'm hungry." Whatever. If I've got it, I'll give it. If I don't got it, I'm sorry. I don't have anything. I'd like to buy you a sandwich. I just don't have anything. But having the police come and toss you around, handcuff you, stuff you in the back of a squad car, and then have your vehicle searched from stern to stem. Only to come up with a big fat goose egg. You know, that sounds like a waste of police resources to me. Sounds like they're wasting they're not concentrating on the things that they need to be. How many other real crimes? How many other real crimes happened during that hour when 10 squad cars were out there searching this guy's car? How many other real crimes happened? How many people got raped in that city during that time? How many people got their houses broken into or carjacked or, so real drug exchanges went down? While those 10 police officers were there harassing one guy for giving a homeless guy 75 cents. It seems to me that when we're looking at a lot of these police excesses, they could have been doing better things than harassing a homeless guy or harassing, somebody gave some guy 75 cents. Or pulling somebody over for nonsense. I look at the same thing around Bullhead too. I don't know about the excessive police in around the area, but I don't know if police off doing something else other than controlling traffic. How many times have I complained about driving to work and seeing at least 2 to 3 people texting while driving? How many times have I come down here and complained about the people excessively speeding down Highway 95? It's Highway 95, not 95 miles per hour. Or how about excessive slowness on Highway 95, people who can't seem to find the accelerator and go past 25 to 30 miles an hour. And we wonder why there are so many fatal accidents up and down that road. That's because we really don't have anybody looking at it or policing it. I don't know. Your choice. 1-800-842-1340. That's the number. You can get a hold of us if you want. Yeah. It is the Rob Hanson radio program. Right back right after these messages.
We can go where we want to, place where they will never find. And we can act like we come from out of this world, leave the real one far behind.
You're listening to KTOX 1340 AM, Needles, California.
Arizona News Radio.
He's going to be the man who's going to make sure that all of the changes that the judge asked for are going to be taking place.
Hispanic activist Lydia Guzman pleased that former police chief Bob Warshaw has been appointed by a federal judge to oversee the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.
We are appealing the decision and the order.
That's attorney Tom Liddy. Cochise County Sheriff's Office charges a suspect in the August murder of a worker at Chiricahua National Monument. Big rock used to kill her.
We had a federal employee who was doing her job, and the type of injuries that she sustained as a result of this vicious attack were incredibly violent.
Cochise County Sheriff's deputies also investigating the death of an illegal immigrant shot by a Border Patrol agent after the suspect reached for his gun. A homeowner in Phoenix shoots an intruder and kills him.
It doesn't appear that the homeowner or the intruder knew each other.
Governor's new budget is out.
There is no statewide pay increase.
For these and other stories, ArizonaNewsRadio.com. I'm George Tanner.
Change is good, but sometimes it's great. Like SCF Arizona becoming Copper Point Mutual. It's a change fueled by a desire to find better ways to protect Arizona businesses and their employees. While the name may change, you can still expect Copper Point to be a caring and financially strong partner. So if you're looking for a workers' compensation expert, get to the point. Copper Point Mutual, an AM Best A- rated company.
Hey there, yeah, you. Listen up. You gonna start a digging project? I don't care if you're a pro or just a guy planting a tree in the yard. You need to call 811 before you dig to get the utility lines marked for free. Utility lines can be buried in yards, under streets, alleys, even beneath vacant land. You hit one of those, and believe me, you won't be happy. Keep the neighborhood safe.
And now for your local news from KTOX.
Mojave County Sheriff's Office is warning the public of two scams. The first scam appears to be targeting people in the Mojave Valley area. The caller identifies themselves as the Sheriff's Office or the Mojave Courts. The caller proceeds to say that the person who answered the phone has an outstanding traffic ticket and must pay it right away or will become a warrant and they will be arrested. The caller has been identifying himself as Major Aaron Forrester on at least 3 occasions. One person fell victim to this scam when they were instructed to go to Walmart and purchase a Green Dot card for the amount of the fine. In this case, it was $437. The victim then unloaded the Green Dot card as instruction to a prepaid type of Visa card. This incident is a scam, and the Sheriff's Office would like to caution residents. The second scam is where a person is going door to door regarding an update of the homeowner's Dish Network television service. The technician says they need to get to their house to upgrade their dish box. Mojave County Sheriff's Office does not recommend allowing strangers into your residence. If you suspect fraud, contact local law enforcement.
Overnight travelers on Arizona State Route 95 south of Interstate 40 should be prepared for traffic restrictions and lane closures beginning on Monday as ADOT begins the installation of cattle guards. Restrictions will be in place between 8:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. Mondays through Thursdays, with the eastbound Exit 9 off-ramp from Interstate 40 being closed. Traffic will be diverted to Exit 13 and then return westbound to Exit 9. The work will continue through 30 January.
This has been your local news from
KTOX,
the Tri-States talk leader.
And get the machine that goes bing.
help keep truth on the airwaves. Support KTOX with your non-tax deductible contributions.
Welcome back. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM. Tri-State's Renegade radio station. I have a nominee for the Mother of the Year award. Yeah, it's pretty awful too. And this story is coming out of Florida, so a lot of really interesting stuff comes out of Florida. A Pasco County woman was arrested and charged with child neglect after leaving her 2 young children in the car to go hog hunting Thursday. Deputy said Kayla Marie Shivers, 31, left her 9-year-old and 8-month-old children alone in the car in 38-degree weather when she went into the woods to hunt hogs. Her 9-year-old called 911 because he was cold. 911. He called 911 because he was cold. And he said a police car would be warmer. When the deputies arrived, they found the children in the car and waited for Shivers to return. Shivers claimed she was close enough to the car to respond if the children needed her, but deputies said it took her over 40 minutes to return to the car. Deputies said that when Shivers finally came out of the woods, she was dressed in camouflage and told them she was hunting hogs because they were tearing up her property. She said she left the keys for her son so he could start the car if it got cold. He didn't start the car. He couldn't. So, yeah, Mother of the Year right there. Leave your kids in the car in 38-degree weather. A 6-year-old and 9-month-old. Holy cow. Or 9-year-old and 8-month-old in the car alone. Middle of winter in Florida while you go hog hunting. Isn't that just darling? Oh, Lord. What goes through people's heads? Really, honestly. Now, yeah, I leave my kids at home alone when I come down to work during the daytime. But they aren't 9 years old. They aren't 8 months. They are considerably older than that, and capable of taking care of themselves for that short amount of time while I'm at work, and then I come home and I take care of them the rest of the way. Make sure they take a bath, wash clothes, get their clothes done, feed them properly. I don't know. I guess maybe it's easy for me. I mean, I could be different. I could be doing things, absolutely wrong. I don't know. Your opinion. 1-800-842-1340. I just don't understand this. It's so humorous. But what can we do about irresponsible parents like this? I mean, seriously, irresponsible parents like this. I know we can have children whenever we want to have children, but shouldn't there be an IQ test for having children before we have children? Shouldn't the parent be smart enough to know that you don't leave a 8-month-old and a 9-year-old alone in a car on the side of a road in 38-degree weather while you go wandering off to hunt hogs? Or, leave your 4-year-old at home alone while you go out and score whatever it is you're trying to score. I found a lot. We see that all the time, especially in our area. Every week or so, we see somebody being arrested for neglect or out and out child abuse. Leaving their way young kids alone for 24 hours or more while they go across the river and gamble, or they're going out to do whatever it is they're doing. It's not a safe world anymore. Never really was, but it's gotten considerably more dangerous with some of these other people out here. I mean, people that would really like to come and take children away and harm them. Or with other things. I mean, children make mistakes. That's how they learn. But as our job is to be there when they make the mistakes, so we can guide them to doing the correct things. If we leave them completely unsupervised, they end up killing themselves, or somebody else, or burning down the house, and then we get charged with neglect. Because even the law realizes that we need to be there to supervise our own children, but we're just obviously, a lot of these people just aren't taking the hint. How do we get across to these people? How do we get across to people who aren't taking care of their kids? Who few years ago, man took his fiance, girlfriend, whatever, to work. Came home, left his 9-month-old baby in the car. When he came home, went in, sat down, started playing video games. By the time this brain surgeon remembered, the internal body core of this baby was 142 degrees. He went in, sat down on the couch, and played video games. Forgot completely about the kid in the car. His child. By the way, he did no jail time. He did no jail time. It's happened in Kingman about 3 or 4 years ago now. He got probation, and what really irritates me is the couple got back together, and they had another baby. I know, go figure, right? Or we have that one gentleman who decided that his kid was the perfect target for sexual and physical abuse. Now, this was a baby. This was what, 4 or 5 years ago as well. I don't remember his name. He's best off forgotten. At least he's in jail forever. But we constantly, we have these things. We have these issues come up time after time after time after time after time, where children are being abused or neglected or just basically forgotten about. Who are you? It's my child. She's looking at me like, oh, you know me. I'm your kid. Don't eat potato chips on the air. That's the main rule, Tiffany. That we see this time and time again. And how are we supposed to address this issue? Do we need tougher laws? Do we need a more effective child protective services? Well, that was evident with the amount of cases that never even made it to the stage where we're going to investigate. They were just dropped prior to investigation. That happened real recently. And the governor got a bloody nose over that one. Now they're having to revamp CPS once again. Or do we need to start even before then? Try in the schools. People who have no respect for themselves will have no respect for others, and that includes their children. The current school curriculum that I see doesn't teach respect for themselves, or others for that matter. It's just not something that I'm seeing in the in society right now that we really care about. I don't know your opinions. 1-800-842-1340. We'll come back. We'll come back with this. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM, the Tri-State's Renegade radio station.
You're listening to KTOX 1340 AM, Needles, California.
NFL. You want it?
We got it.
You want it more than they do. Come get it.
We got it. KTOX has it.
Your teams.
There's a man there. It's a touchdown. Redskins score.
Over the goal line. Denver touchdown.
Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Your players.
Adrian is gone. An 80-yard touchdown for Peterson. Come on.
NFL. Covered here.
Sunday afternoon. We are Fox Sports. Only on KTOX.
So, who's going to do what? Flashlights?
Nowhere to be found.
Emergency supply kits?
Not packed.
What about blankets?
We have an old towel.
Cell phones?
May not work.
Emergency water?
Not a drop.
Perfect. We all know where we're meeting if we're separated.
The library. On Jones' house. The bus stop.
And I'll be waiting here wondering where you all are. Great. It sounds like we don't have a plan.
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
It communicates, entertains, and has the ability to ignite the imagination. Since its origin, radio was, and still is.
Magic. KTOX. Radio for the mind.
You're listening to the Tri-State's original talk station, KTOX 1340 AM, Needles, California.
Hi, you're listening to KTOX live from Needles, California, your community radio station. Let's get this thing started. Peace out.
Welcome back. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM, the Tri-State's Renegade radio station. Getting reports of a nasty accident up on the by the bridge there in Laughlin and Bullhead. Message here says lots of cops and rescue units. Traffic is backed up, clean back to First Street in Old Bullhead, going southbound. So if you're in that area, watch out. It's going to be you're going to get pulled over or you're going to get stuck for a while. So we'll have more on that as it comes in. So, oh man, see if hey buddy, see if you can't find out what's going on. Give us a call here. 1-800-842-1340. Be our roving news reporter of the day. So bad accident down on Highway 95 in the Laughlin Bridge, and police and rescue units are there, and traffic is backed up to First Street in Bullhead. So that would be all the way pretty much to Community Park there. So that's quite a large backup. Anyway, we're talking about Parents of the Year. We're talking about Parents of the Year. My daughter's in here thinking, I'm going to talk on the radio. And she goes and hits herself with the dead microphone. That's way to go, Tiffany.
I'm amazing, aren't I?
No, you're amazing, absolutely. Anyway, oh hey, there we go. Got a phone call. KTOX, you're on the air.
Hey, Radio Rob.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. Listen, best of wishes and greatest prayers and hopes for your day.
Thank you very, very much.
Well, you're very, very welcome. And can I ask a question?
Sure, you can ask. This is your program as much as it is mine.
Can I ask a second question? Okay.
You can ask as many questions as you want.
What is that god-awful soundbite with the creaking door, the 2 footsteps, and it sounds like somebody rolling a bowling ball wrapped in laundry? Would you please tell me what the hell that is?
That's one of Dave's promos for the station.
Yeah.
Gets your attention, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, see, there you go. Mission accomplished.
Well, I would have asked Dave, but he wouldn't have told me.
Yeah, he would have.
No, he wouldn't. And I would have asked Frank, but he wouldn't have known. Bless his heart. Love Frank. Everybody loves Frank. I'm just curious. That's got to be the most annoying piece of sound I've ever heard.
Okay.
And I hear a lot of that here.
I know in the whatever penal institution that you're in.
Hey, now, watch how you use that word.
I used it, I believe, in the correct context.
Very, very carefully around here. Looking left to right.
Looking left to right. Hey, just don't drop the soap, pal.
No, sir. That's why there's a rope on it.
That's right.
Got to go. See you later. Bye.
Thanks for your call. Bye. I believe he's in jail just about as much as I believe my daughter here is the Queen of England. Anyway, you just sit back and there you go. Children should be seen and not heard. Oh, yeah. What am I talking about? She's talking to me. You're still talking. Still yapping. Your microphone's not even on, kid. You're talking to me. Well, the thing is, you see, you talk to me, and all they can hear in the background is... See? Oh.
Okay, it's not meant for them. It's meant for you.
It's meant for me. Okay, well, whatever. Wait, we're talking about we're talking about parents. We're talking about those kind of parents who deserve obvious parental awards, Parent of the Year awards for doing things like leaving their kids out in 38-degree weather while she goes hog hunting. Or, other interesting things, like leaving the kid in the car while they slowly bake to death. Or using their kids as a punching bag, or using their kids as a sexual object, or using their kids as bait. And in the last segment, I suggested that maybe we need to start earlier than just after they've committed the offense. Maybe we need to start teaching how to be responsible people long before we ever, have to consider becoming responsible parents. That starts off with a decent sex education class in school. I just mentioned this. You should have seen my daughter's reaction when I said, decent sex education class in school. She's like cringed up. That's gross. That's gross. Actually, you know what? Your opinion on here, okay? She's telling me that that teachers shouldn't tell us about that stuff. Well, you know what? I'm hush. It should be the entire community teaching you how to be a responsible adult. No. I'm about ready to send you out of here.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, anyhow. We need to teach our children how to be responsible adults. And before we can do that, we need to have a decent education system in place. We're not even teaching them the correct methods to do mathematics. We're not teaching them the correct methods to read. We're not teaching them the correct methods to scientific discovery, let alone teaching them how to be responsible adults. Tutu says, yeah, let's go ahead and have sex ed today. Yeah, you got it. Tutu, if I need to tell you about sex ed, we got a problem. I imagine there's more you've forgotten than I'll ever know. Yeah. Oh, that was mean. I'll hear about that one. It is the Rob Hanson radio program. When we come back, we're going to talk about Mr. Obama's proposals for the NSA. I personally think they fall way short of the mark, but at least maybe it's movement in the right direction. I don't know. I'll let you decide. 1-800-842-1340. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM. Right back, right after the top of the hour news.
And now for your local news from KTOX.
Beginning today and continuing through the weekend will be the 4th annual Havasu Balloon Festival and Fair. A total of 70 balloons are expected, with 10 special-shaped balloons participating in the event. Live entertainment, vendors, and activities for the kids will take place each day on the island west of the London Bridge. Admission is $10 for adults, with kids under 14 being let in for free. No pets are allowed at the venue at any time. In an effort to assist students with last-minute enrollments and questions about registration, the campuses of Mojave Community College at Kingman, Bullhead City, Lake Havasu City, and Colorado City will be open tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Spring classes begin on 21 January, with 12-week classes starting on 18 February. Tuition assistance is available for students at all levels. The Kingman Unified School District Governing Board at their meeting on Tuesday moved on a proposal that would see the school's district transitioning from a traditional calendar to a 45-10 schedule. The board approved the traditional schedule for the next school year, with the 45-10 schedule taking effect the following year. The 180-day 45-10 schedule would include a 2-week break in the spring and fall, a regular winter break, and a 6-week break in the summer.
This has been your local news from
KTOX,
the Tri-States talk leader.
And get the machine that goes.
Our influence is not for sale at KTOX. We don't accept compensation from guests or so-called experts to appear on the programs. Our integrity is not for sale. Our loyalty is with you, our listeners, and we don't accept bribes or gold records from politicians to manipulate the information you receive. We're community-supported independent radio. We're KTOX. Thanks for listening.
Tri-State's home of talk, KTOX, Needles.
IRN USA News, I'm Bill Morrison. President Barack Obama telling intelligence agencies to stop spying on friendly foreign leaders. Here at home, Obama wants to end government control of telephone data collected from hundreds of millions of Americans. However, he's offering no recommendation for where that data should be kept. The president outlining changes in surveillance programs in a speech today at the Justice Department. Records show an Ohio inmate took 26 minutes to die. That's the longest amount of time since the state resumed putting inmates to death 15 years ago. The timeline of Dennis McGuire's death indicates Ohio's never-before-tried combination of lethal drugs began at 10:27 a.m. Thursday, with McGuire being pronounced dead at 10:53 a.m. His family says it's suing. McGuire was convicted of the fatal rape and stabbing of a pregnant woman. This is IRN USA News.
At the Sears Big Weekend event, the savings are so big, we brought in a big-time ring announcer to share.
Taking the ring with a body of steel, it's the unstoppable Kenmore Appliances. Let the knockout savings begin.
Head to the Sears Big Weekend event and get up to 30% off all Kenmore appliances, plus up to 15% off other appliance brands.
Sears, where better happens. Kenmore savings range from 5 to 30%. Other brand savings range from 5 to 15%. Offer valid 1/16 through 1/23. Exclusion supply. See store for details.
It's time to get your game plan ready. Stretch those muscles and give it your all at Rite Aid this January. Come in and get up to $50 in Plus Up Rewards during the Plus Up Rewards games. Thousands of products qualify. And you have all month to shop with your Wellness Plus card and score more rewards. Up to $50 in Rite Aid store credit just for buying some of your favorite products. Start shopping today. In-store purchases with Wellness Plus card only December 29th, 2013 through January 25th, 2014. Plus Up Rewards loaded to Wellness Plus card. See RiteAid.com for details.
In Pennsylvania, a state judge striking down the law requiring the state's voters to show photo identification at the polls. The judge saying the requirement that was the centerpiece of Pennsylvania's embattled 2012 voter ID law places an unreasonable burden on the fundamental right to vote. The decision paves the way for an expected appeal to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, Republicans approving the law over the protests of Democrats. Russian President Vladimir Putin says gays should feel welcome at the upcoming Winter Olympic Games in Sochi, but they must, quote, leave the children in peace. Putin told volunteers today that gays visiting Sochi can feel calm and at ease, and vowed there would be no discrimination at the Games. However, he emphasized that, according to a law banning homosexual, quote, propaganda among minors, gays cannot express their views on gay rights issues to anyone under age. This is IRN USA News.
Look, kid, you're new here. So let me tell you the 3 keys to a long, happy career. First, high heat gloves, page 2640 of the Grainger catalog. Second, intrinsically safe earmuffs, page 2606. Third, portable eye wash stations, page 2790. Am I the grand poobah of workplace safety? No, Grainger is. They have page after page of safety products. The Grainger catalog in all its forms. Get it? Got it? Good. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
17 people involved in New Jersey Governor Chris Christie's administration or his re-election campaign coming face-to-face with a process server today, getting subpoenas for documents which could shed light on who was behind a plot to create traffic jams and whether it was to settle a political score. The subpoenas will seek text messages and emails related to the traffic scandal. Christie, meanwhile, is in Camden for a ceremony for the newest member of the state Supreme Court. He is set to be in Florida for a weekend of fundraising as chairman of the Republican Governors Association. Secretary of State John Kerry says he will not be pushed into making a decision on the long-delayed Keystone XL pipeline, despite pressure from Canada and other pipeline supporters for quick action. At a joint appearance Friday with Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister, Kerry said he has not received a crucial environmental report on the $7 billion pipeline, which would bring oil from Western Canada to refineries in Texas. Kerry says a lot of questions have been raised on the 1,700-mile pipeline proposed by TransCanada out of Calgary. He said the questions require answers. Kerry says he can promise our friends in Canada that all the appropriate effort is being put into trying to get this done effectively and rapidly. The State Department has jurisdiction over the pipeline because it crosses an international border. I'm Bill Morrison with IRN USA News.
The suicide rate of Native Americans is 25% higher than the national rate.
Today is just another day.
A day I think about you.
A day I remember your laugh.
A day I remember your sense of humor.
Why were you so sad?
What made you hurt so much?
Why didn't you call?
Why didn't I see your signs?
Your pain may be gone,
but mine just started.
No one said life was easy.
There is help. There's hope.
Reach out to someone.
Reach out to me.
Reach out to me.
Reach out to me.
A person commits suicide every 40 seconds.
So please get help. It's worth it. Be strong and live life.
This message was brought to you by Native Cry Outreach Alliance and KTOX.
Good afternoon. You're listening to KTOX in Needles, California. This is Deborah, and I subscribe to community radio, and you should too.
KTOX, 1340 AM.
The Tri-State's original local talk station.
Welcome back. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM, the Tri-State's Renegade radio station. Little Who. Coming back. I'll tell you what. I've been looking at, I saw the president's speech this morning on the NSA reforms that he has proposed. And he's quoted as saying today, the reforms that I'm proposing today should give the American people greater confidence that their rights are being protected, even as our intelligence and law enforcement agencies maintain the tools they need to keep us safe. Let's take a phone call real quick. KTOX, you're on the air.
Yeah, you want to hear about the accident?
I sure do.
Okay, I'm at 3rd Street here, and northbound traffic starting to flow. There's a restriction for the southbound traffic. It's down to one lane at that first intersection with the light, like 6th Street. And it looks like someone was going westbound and got T-boned by a SUV that lost its right front tire.
Oh, dear.
Pretty good driver's side impact. So.
Ouch. Well.
But traffic is flowing at 3rd Street, but if you're going to come in the other way, you might take the Parkway.
Okay, so people traveling up and down Highway 95, you're going to get slowed down considerably.
Yeah, it's not too bad going north right now.
Okay, good deal.
All right, talk to you later.
All right, thanks for the call.
You're welcome. KTOX, yay.
Yay. All righty. Well, hey, thanks. I appreciate that. I really do. Anyway, yeah, accident up there, I guess around 3rd then it is, that, boy, somebody got T-boned. Ouch. Hope everybody's okay. Anyway, the president said today, the reforms I'm proposing today should give the American people greater confidence in their rights to being protected, even as our intelligence and law enforcement agencies maintain the tools that they need to keep us safe. This debate will make us stronger in this time of change, and the United States of America will have to lead. some of the proposals that he proposed today just fell way short of way short of the mark. And they still have yet to come out with any real data that any of this metadata gathering that they've done has stopped or prevented any attack. The president also complained about the information that Snowden released, causing us to have to change our methods because the terrorists now know how we're doing it. They knew to begin with. But it's still, there he's, we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at moving all this information that we've been collecting out. We're not gonna have it in government hands anymore. We're gonna put it to a third party that we pay. Wasn't Snowden working for a third party intelligence agency? I believe he was. Wasn't he working for a third-party intelligence agency when he absconded with all this information? I believe he was. And now we're talking about moving all this private information, all of our metadata information that can be used to build a map of where we are, what we've done, who we've contacted, what we've purchased, what we've looked at, where we've been, where we're going, into the hands of a third-party agent working directly for the federal government. In my mind, that opens it up to even that much more abuse. Yeah, the president sat there and said, "Oh, it's okay." Google already, Google and Apple and those, they already track your usage on their devices. We're not doing anything more than what they're already doing to you when you receive one of those targeted pop-up ads on your device. I don't pretty much like that either. I turn off the GPS. I turn off the advanced metadata features if I can on my device. And I only hook it up to the Wi-Fi if I absolutely need it. And I'm a reasonably honest person. The government has absolutely no business knowing what I do. Unless they suspect me of a crime, they need to go get a warrant. They need to go to court, present it to a judge and say, "Oh, this guy, there's this Radio Rob guy down here at KTOX. And we suspect him of plotting to do something absolutely horrible. And here's the evidence that we have so far. Can we have a warrant to look at his cell phone activity, take a look, tap his phones, look at his emails, invade his privacy, so we can just make sure that either he is trying to do something or he's not trying to do something." That's how it used to work. Now, still, okay, and as of today, the status quo has really not been altered at all. The phone metadata still exists. They're still going to collect it. It will be kept, at least in the short term, by the government until Congress figures out what to do with it. And don't think the telecom lobby won't play a role in that one. They'll be looking for huge government contracts. Dollar to Donut says it'll be a Verizon or a Verizon or maybe even an AT&T subsidiary that grabs that big huge data collection contract, and it will be searched, continually searched. Searches will be approved by a court with a record being friendly to the government, without any new privacy advocates. Okay, in other words, it's still going to remain in a FISA court, in the secret FISA courts that have no overview whatsoever. And the national security letters can still be issued by the FBI. That means they just send a letter to a telecom provider saying, send us all your records, without a court order. And still, much of this will remain secret. And I know the arguments where we say, oh, I've got nothing to hide. I'm an upstanding citizen. I go to church every Sunday. I take my kids to soccer. I do this. I do that. I'm a good guy. Why would it bother me for them knowing, what I do? It bothers me that the IRS is in control of my medical records. It bothers me that the government at will can snoop through my telephone calls, who I've called, how long I talked to them, where I was when I made the call, how long I stayed at that location, and where I was the next time I made a telephone call. Track my movements. They don't need to know that kind of information about every single person on the planet or in the United States or wherever. President Obama made absolutely no apology for foreign intelligence gathering. Matter of fact, he was a bit snarky about it when he talked about people being jealous that our capabilities are better than their capabilities. Kind of an interesting speech to watch. Go hit it up on C-SPAN. You can see that on their website. But all it was today was just perform. Oh, yes, we hear your pain. We understand, but we're not going to change any of our practices. We're going to continue doing what we want to do, when we want to do it, and damn the consequences, because as far as we're concerned, it keeps you safe. It's control. How many promises has this president broken since he's been in office? If you like it, you can keep it. If you like your health care plan, you can keep your health care plan. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. If you, I'm going to close Gitmo. We're going to take all of our troops out of Iraq. We're gonna get out of Afghanistan. Well, guess what? They're planning on sending more troops back into Iraq to train the Iraqi army. One 842-1340. What's your opinions on this? Because, do you feel any safer knowing that the government can track your every move? Or that of your neighbors, or your children, or your wife, or your husband? I think I was watching some little snippet on the web about with Steve Colbert. He's going completely off the grid. He's going back to pen and paper. No more iPhones, no more laptops, no more fancy gizmo. Pen, write me a tweet. When the people fear the government's tyranny. When the government fear the people, it's liberty. What kind of society do we want to live in? Really is how it is. Do we want to live in a society where we are complete open books? Nothing is closed. We have no privacy. They can come into our lives at any given time of the moment, search through our personal belongings, search us, seize things that they deem to be bad. Take your personal belongings at any given time, day or night, 24 hours a day, 7 days. Is this a society that we really want to live in? Are we going to be more secure with the less liberty? Or are we just going to be, sheeps and cows and live like that? It's something to consider. Something I don't even really want to consider it because it's frightening to me. It's frightening to think that one day I'll wake up and I have no more rights. If I speak out against the system, I'll end up in jail immediately. Just march. There you go. You are now in a re-education camp. We've heard people talk about this before, the NDAA, basically where the military can come in, kick down your door, take you into custody, remove you from your home, your state, your country, and lock you away forever without pressing charges. No, but no, they won't ever do that. That would be, a severe violation of your rights. They don't care about your rights. 10 miles around the border of the United States, Constitution-free zone. You don't have any rights. They can search and seize. They can do whatever you want. They do whatever they want to you in the guise of security, making sure you're not, getting ready to, harm the country. And then everywhere in the world, you have no expectation of private communications anymore. You want maybe Steve Colbert has the right idea. Maybe we ought to start sitting down with pens and paper and actually writing letters to each other. Certainly give the U.S. Post Office a shot in the arm because, well, at least they'd get the postage. I don't know. Something to think about. 1-800-842-1340. It is the Rob Hanson radio program. Be right back right after these messages.
You're listening to My Daddy on KTOX Renegade Radio 1340 AM.
KTOX Radio for the Mind.
If you need something medical, wouldn't you go to a store called Anything Medical that's the largest store of its kind in the nation? Where is this store? Right here in Bullhead City at 4345 Highway 95 in the Target Plaza next to Staples. Anything Medical's inventory is second to none, and they specialize in all your respiratory needs. Anything Medical carries Cherokee, jockey shorts, and Dickey scrubs, and lift chairs starting at just $5.99. Anything Medical in the Target Plaza next to Staples, where a first-time customer becomes a long-time friend.
And now for your local news from KTOX.
Mojave County Sheriff's Office is warning the public of two scams. The first scam appears to be targeting people in the Mojave Valley area. The caller identifies themselves as the Sheriff's Office or the Mojave Courts. The caller proceeds to say that the person who answered the phone has an outstanding traffic ticket and must pay it right away or will become a warrant and they will be arrested. The caller has been identifying himself as Major Aaron Forrester on at least 3 occasions. One person fell victim to this scam when they were instructed to go to Walmart and purchase a Green Dot card for the amount of the fine. In this case, it was $437. The victim then unloaded the Green Dot card as instruction to a prepaid type of Visa card. This incident is a scam, and the Sheriff's Office would like to caution residents. The second scam is where a person is going door to door regarding an update of the homeowner's Dish Network television service. The technician says they need to get to their house to upgrade their dish box. Mojave County Sheriff's Office does not recommend allowing strangers into your residence. If you suspect fraud, contact local law enforcement.
Overnight travelers on Arizona State Route 95 south of Interstate 40 should be prepared for traffic restrictions and lane closures beginning on Monday as ADOT begins the installation of cattle guards. Restrictions will be in place between 8:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. Mondays through Thursdays, with the eastbound Exit 9 off-ramp from Interstate 40 being closed. Traffic will be diverted to Exit 13 and then return westbound to Exit 9. The work will continue through 30 January.
This has been your local news from
KTOX, the Tri-States talk leader.
And get the machine that goes bing.
Help keep truth on the airwaves. Support KTOX with your non-tax deductible contributions.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Advocates.
You're listening to KTOX AM 1340, Needles, California, the home of talk in the Tri-State.
The truth. You can't handle the truth. I'm Mike Lipschultz, asking you to support KTOX 1340 AM radio because I want to know the truth.
Welcome back. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM, the Tri-State's Renegade radio station. talking about the president's proposals today, or his directives, or whatever you want to call them. It's to deal with the NSA spying issue that's been popped up and pretty much brought to fruition. Oh wow. Just got back and time to take another break. I didn't even notice the time. We're right back. Bottom of the hour news next, right here on KTOX. We're back and talk more about this.
Arizona News Radio, Governor Brewer presents her new budget. Top priority, increasing caseworkers and investigators in the new Child Welfare Agency.
We need to jump that number from 912 to over 1,100 to meet these caseload standards.
Maricopa County Sheriff Joe Arpaio says he'll cooperate with a new monitor appointed by a federal judge amidst racial profiling allegations.
I've been monitored from the White House, Department of Justice, ACLU, the media, and actually my wife.
Cochise County Sheriff's deputies investigate the death of an illegal immigrant shot by a Border Patrol agent after the suspect reached for his gun.
The agent, fearing for his personal safety and potential serious injury, pulled his handgun and fired at the suspect. The suspect was struck in the upper body area and succumbed to his injury.
Gilbert police are looking for some burglary suspects.
They came home to two people inside their house that were burglarizing their house.
For these and other stories, ArizonaNewsRadio.com. I'm George Tanner.
And here you are, ladies. Today's dessert special.
Jen, do you smell that? Smells like rotten eggs.
Could it be a gas leak? We need to call Southwest Gas.
Southwest Gas?
They add a rotten egg odorant to their gas, so you know right away if there's a leak.
Excuse me, ladies, but you need to leave the restaurant. We might have a gas leak.
Hey, what about my dessert?
You'll have to save those calories for later.
If you ever smell the rotten egg odor, call Southwest Gas and 911 any time of the day. Your safety is our priority at Southwest Gas.
Badger Mutual Insurance encourages you to drive safely, and hopefully you'll never have an accident. But if it happened to you, would you know what to do? Always contact the police first. Take photos of the scene and cars involved, including license plates. Remember, your phone is a camera. Always keep paper and pencil in your glove box along with your insurance card. Write down any witness names, and if anyone appears injured...
We're KTOX, your local government watchdog for the tri-state.
You're to really be congratulated for having a station, and I say this with great admiration, standing up and independently seeking out information that your supporters there and advertisers in that community realize what you've got going. You've got an open voice that allows you to hear what's going on and to get the news, and an open voice for you to make your opinions known. That is not allowed in an awful lot of markets right now.
KTOX, Needles, a creative broadcasting services station.
This is Professor Michio Kaku. Freedom of speech is not free. Courageous stations like this one need your advertising dollars to pay their bills. Talk radio is America's immune system. If you run a business, it makes sense for you to advertise with this station. Here's the good news. According to Talkers Magazine, ads airing on talk stations like this one generate 2 to 3 times the response from customers than other radio formats because talk radio listeners support with their dollars the advertisers that support the shows that they love. If you run a business, advertise on this station. And if you're a listener, do business with the businesses that advertise on this station.
KTOX, Needles, a creative broadcasting services station.
The internet has given everyone in America a voice, and evidently everyone in America has chosen to use that voice.
Damn you, internet! Dude, it's not fake. The internet's pure truth.
Good heavens, I was right. The man is crazy.
You ride that internet, you weird, glorious bastard.
KTOX1340.com. Check it out.
It's on the internet.
Good morning. This is Mike and Mary. That's my wife. We listen to KTOX every morning just so we can hear the truth.
Welcome back. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM, the Tri-State's Renegade radio station. Tutu, you're awful. Oh. You're right. I should. But I'm not going to. Tutu, you're awful. Absolutely awful. Anyway, talking about the president's directives or lack thereof about the NSA thing. Now he's trying to calm down the furor that's going across the United States about, frankly, our private information being collected and stored in massive government computers for 5 years, with really no oversight on how that information is being used, or at least no public oversight, that non-classified oversight. And that's what I think what has people really disturbed about it is because everything that they do with it is being kept in secret. Not being they report to Congress, but they don't tell Congress everything. They're not required to tell Congress everything. Oh, let's take a phone call. KTOX, you're on the air. Hello, you're on the air. Are you there?
Hi, this is Steve.
Hey, Steve, how you doing?
Good. Calling from Fort Mojave.
Oh, well, welcome.
All right. Well, you know what? It just seems funny to me. Now we have to hire another watchdog to watch the watchdogs. We're supposed to watch out for us.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that's what Homeland Security was supposed to do.
Well, Homeland Security was basically the idea and premise behind Homeland Security, which I actually approved of at the beginning, was to create an organization that all this terrorist data. Basically, they were supposed to be a clearinghouse for all this data, so all the agencies could be aware of all the data, so we could keep ourselves safe. Now they've turned into something more.
They could spread it around the various agencies, so they could keep a better eye out.
Correct. And that turned out, of course, not to be the case.
Right, but didn't we just spend? What was that Utah site? The site of a bunker?
Oh, billions of dollars.
$70 billion?
Yeah, something like that. And it's still not complete.
Gee, man, I could have got a job on that. I've been in commercial construction my whole life. I probably could have worked on that.
Probably. But the thing, and now the thing is, it looks like that $70 billion is going out the window because the president is now talking about moving all that data storage, out of government control and into the hands of a private sector company.
These guys don't think things out very well, I'll tell you, because why would they hire, when we're out of work in the States, why would they hire a Canadian contractor to handle our old care situation?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Exactly. And it's I don't know. It's who's got the deepest pockets to make that campaign contribution before you're going to get that money back, plus with a juicy government contract.
Well, how much more frustrated do we have to get? What do we got to do to show them that doggone it, something's wrong here?
I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take, but here's where we start. And I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. We start at the local level. We take our local governments, and in your case, your local government is the county supervisors, and you hold their feet to the fire because they literally are your friends and neighbors.
Well, I haven't done that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guilty, you know.
Well, and see, the thing is, most of us can say that to themselves. I can say that because I've lived here 13 years, and really it's been within the last couple of years where I've really starting to got upset with Bullhead City politics, Mojave County politics, and Arizona politics.
Yeah, you know what? I came from California.
Mm-hmm.
You know, lost my house, my job, all that. And I'm out here in the, middle of the beautiful desolate desert, you know.
Right.
And I kind of like it out here, 2 years to get away from the hustle and bustle. But it's everywhere.
It is everywhere. It is everywhere. It's just like I said. It's not just a local problem. But, if we want to fix things at the top, okay, we have to insist that our local politicians, that's our city councils, our county boards of supervisors, our state legislators, we have their feet to the fire.
Well,
because once we get our own backyard cleaned up, the federal government has to follow suit because they'd look down the pipe and see what other people can get away with before they even try to.
Well, you know what, Rob, I've raised 4 great children.
Mm-hmm.
None of them are crackers. None of them been in jail. Thank God. They all got good jobs.
Good.
Except my last one. He's working at the 840, level, and that ain't much. Hell, I made $8.40 an hour back in the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness gracious, it just breaks my heart what they're doing, to our kids.
Breaks my heart too. Breaks my heart too. They don't. I wish I could believe when I said our kids have a chance, but with the education system, with the way the jobs are going, the way with higher education costs nowadays. Heck, when they get out of school, they're hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt.
Oh yeah, no,
before they even buy a house or they're married or have kids.
$8 an hour right now.
Exactly.
He owes him $25,000.
Right.
To work at McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. I mean, goodness.
I
gonna get out of that.
I remember when I was entering the job market. Boy, people, and I was fresh out of the Army, basically early 90s. Big company strategy was, you want to go to school, let us hire you now, and we'll help you pay your tuition through school.
Yeah.
And boy, I'll tell you what, businesses got dedicated workers. They stayed late. They did their job, and they went to school. They got good grades, and the company helped them pay off their school debt or their classes. And they got good, highly educated workers for that particular job or that career or whatever. And now you don't see that anymore.
Well, no, and then what they did after putting everybody through school is they sent half the jobs south.
Well, yeah, that was just before NAFTA.
I mean, goodness gracious. And now they're doing some other kind of, you don't hear it much about on the news, some other backdoor deal to send more jobs overseas. I mean, geez, get a grip, people.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, and I couldn't agree more with you. It's just we've allowed them and big business to basically make serfs out of all of us.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but the middle class is dead. There is no more middle class.
Yeah, I mean, man. I mean, I used to make, I don't know if I can say this on. I made $88,000, most I ever made in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was a youngster, and I was a bruising carpenter, in commercial construction. I built computer rooms and data centers, radar stations, radio stations.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. My whole life, hospitals, everything. And, I mean, none of the guys that I grew up with are working anymore because there's an occasional hospital project where they're going to put, maybe an X-ray room in or something,
Right.
But there's no big giant projects to keep us working anymore.
Well, when I lived up in Fort Collins, Colorado, before I moved here, I was making $80,000 a year at Hewlett Packard.
Oh yeah, hey, HP was a great big old customer of ours. You bet.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, they were a great employer before 2001. They really were. They were a heck of a company. They were going places. They were making. Heck, I think they had money presses in the back rooms. Honestly, they
probably did.
They did. I was a network administrator. I worked on on.
Oh, you knew what was happening. Yeah.
They wow, just lost the clock here. But they had all sorts of stuff. We were making strides in networking and how computers computed. On a daily basis, we were making strides. And then one day early in 2001, all of us senior network administrators got called in the office and laid off.
Yeah, well,
every single last one of us, and we come back looking for our jobs later, and they've hired them out to kids that are making less than $50,000 a year.
Oh yeah,
fresh out of college.
Half of them showed up from India.
Well, not necessarily that. It's just they decided, well, it's time to downsize the budget. I mean, we don't need these high paid jobs. I would have kept my job at a pay cut if I'd had to.
If they would have
asked. Darn tootin', I loved it up there in Fort Collins, Colorado. It was nice.
You know what? Half of my career has been spent on working on projects for national defense.
Mm-hmm.
From everything from Northrop, Lockheed, Boeing, Donald Douglas, and on and on and on and on.
Right.
And on. Grumman, that was half my California career. And working on military bases, So it's all gone now. It's gone.
Well, and it is, and it's a crying shame. We are an industrious nation if we're allowed to be industrious.
Yeah.
The point is we're not allowed to be industrious anymore because they can make it cheaper someplace else. Well, you know what?
Just remember, and you and I and everybody else need to remember that the reason they called it Homeland Security was to protect us from something, probably ourselves, and the National Service Agency or whatever it's supposed to be called is supposed to protect us from everybody else, but they're watching us instead.
Well, the NSA was created during the Cold War to keep an eye on Russia and Cold War enemies.
Yeah.
And that National Security Agency. Okay, they were basically the listeners. The people who tuned into the little ham radios and listened and recorded and got intelligence that way, while the CIA, they went around and did the actual the James Bond spy stuff. But
the heavy secret
right,
work. Yeah, right.
But they were the electronic warfare guys. Okay, well, what has their mission become now? Well, they collect data on everything and everybody.
Yeah, no, that's not right.
Does that make you feel any safer? No. Matter of fact, it makes me feel that much more insecure, knowing that a secret agency has that much power to gather information about anything.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That is the main reason that I have not bought a newer style of phone.
And I understand that, and I absolutely will not buy an Apple because of Apple's agreements with with their software.
Oh yeah, they're not going to be happy with this conversation.
They never are. But you know what? What can they do? For the moment, I still have my First Amendment freedoms.
Yeah, I have a brother. I'm going to say one more thing, and I'm going to
Sure.
get out of your way.
Go right ahead.
I have a brother-in-law. God love him. He's 64. I'm 62, and my sister and him have moved to the middle of damn Utah somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say where. And they don't pay attention to any of this crap.
Well, and that's the thing. It's really easy not to. You get even if you moved in the middle of New York City, you can get lost and everything, and not pay attention, not take a look at the big picture.
Talk about how his chickens are doing.
Yeah. Maybe he's got the right idea. Come to think of it, because if he's got chickens, he's got fresh eggs, and he knows exactly where his last meal came from. I bet you he could even tell you the name of the last meal. Hey, thanks for your phone call.
All right. Well, hey, it breaks my heart. All right. See you later.
All right. Bye. It is the Rob Hanson Radio Program. We're going to take a quick break and then finish up this hour. Man, it's gone fast. It has gone fast. KTOX 1340 AM, 1-800-842-1340 is the number you want to give me a call. We'll be right back right after these messages.
KTOX, the tri-state leader in local talk.
And now for your local news from KTOX.
Beginning today and continuing through the weekend will be the 4th annual Havasu Balloon Festival and Fair. A total of 70 balloons are expected, with 10 special-shaped balloons participating in the event. Live entertainment, vendors, and activities for the kids will take place each day on the island west of the London Bridge. Admission is $10 for adults, with kids under 14 being let in for free. No pets are allowed at the venue at any time. In an effort to assist students with last-minute enrollments and questions about registration, the campuses of Mojave Community College at Kingman, Bullhead City, Lake Havasu City, and Colorado City will be open tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Spring classes begin on 21 January, with 12-week classes starting on 18 February. Tuition assistance is available for students at all levels. The Kingman Unified School District Governing Board at their meeting on Tuesday moved on a proposal that would see the school's district transitioning from a traditional calendar to a 45-10 schedule. The board approved the traditional schedule for the next school year, with the 45-10 schedule taking effect the following year. The 180-day 45-10 schedule would include a 2-week break in the spring and fall, a regular winter break, and a 6-week break in the summer.
This has been your local news from
KTOX, the Tri-States talk leader.
And get the machine that goes bing.
Our influence is not for sale at KTOX. We don't accept compensation from guests or so-called experts to appear on the programs. Our integrity is not for sale. Our loyalty is with you, our listeners, and we don't accept bribes or gold records from politicians to manipulate the information you receive. We're community-supported independent radio. We're KTOX. Thanks for listening.
Dad, I don't think that will work.
Oh, nonsense. Duct tape fixes everything.
Uh-oh, Mom's gonna kill you.
Dad, you should get new flights for your darts and New Life games.
Yeah, Dad, Joey has all sorts of good stuff there.
Billiard and pool along with old school video games. He'll even fix their slot machine for us, Dad.
Okay, girls, let's go to New Life Games at 1159 Highway 95 in Bullhead City, Arizona. And let's go before your mom figures out I broke the window again.
Dandy Donut and Deli at 4630 Highway 95 in Fort Mojave has fresh baked donuts and pastries every day. They also feature sandwiches made to order, burritos, salads, wraps, and much more. Come in for breakfast and try the Sunrise Croissant Sandwich. It's a freshly buttered croissant with 2 scrambled eggs, American cheese, a choice of ham, bacon, turkey, or sausage, and a side of fresh fruit, mini muffin, or a regular donut. Don't forget the smoothies, fresh coffee, iced or hot, and Thai iced tea. Dandy Donut and Deli at 4630 Highway 95 in Fort Mojave, where quality food and service happen every day. When it comes to local news, state news, business news, national news, sports, variety, information, and more, KTOX is the Tri-State's talk leader.
Hi, this is Bob of C. Crane. Growing up, I could never find a radio that could get great reception, so we started making our own. We have a good choice of radios built for the best reception and a great staff, so when you need a radio, please give us a call. In fact, it's our mission to answer your questions and help you find the radio that's the best radio for you.
Call right now and request a free copy of our catalog at 800-522-8863. You can also visit us online at ccrane.com.
When it comes to local news, state news, business news, national news, sports, variety, information, and more, KTOX is the Tri-State's talk leader.
This is Ted Nugent to KTOX 1340 AM, where the spirit of the wild is strong and free.
Welcome back. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM for the next minute or so that we're here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. It's been a real interesting show, and thanks for the phone calls. Also, I want to thank everybody who is financially supporting this station with your subscriptions or your contributions of any kind. If you're interested in becoming a station contributor, head on off to our website, www.ktox1340.com. Every subscription that we get helps keep programs like this and Dave and Frank and everything you hear all day long right here at KTOX on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And it helps pay the bills around here, the light bills, the everything else, the equipment. You know, equipment does break, and we know that. And it just helps us and reminds us here of who we're actually working for. We're not working for the man. We're working for you, the people. And this is your radio station, KTOX 1340 AM, the Tri-State's Renegade radio station. We'll see you Monday. More than likely, I will be here. It is the Rob Hanson radio program right here on KTOX 1340 AM. Have a wonderful weekend. Be good to each other. And my prayers and my thanks go out to each and every one of you. Have a great weekend.
If I wanted anything to do with San Madrano, I'd call Domino's and order a pizza.
In my world, everyone's a pony, and they all eat rainbows and poop butterflies.
When it comes to local news, state news, business news, national news, sports, variety, information, and more, KTOX is the Tri-State's talk leader.
And now for your local news from KTOX.
Mojave County Sheriff's Office is warning the public of two scams. The first scam appears to be targeting people in the Mojave Valley area. The caller identifies themselves as the Sheriff's Office or the Mojave Courts. The caller proceeds to say that the person who answered the phone has an outstanding traffic ticket and must pay it right away or will become a warrant and they will be arrested. The caller has been identifying himself as Major Aaron Forrester on at least 3 occasions. One person fell victim to this scam when they were instructed to go to Walmart and purchase a Green Dot card for the amount of the fine. In this case, it was $437. The victim then unloaded the Green Dot card as instruction to a prepaid type of Visa card. This incident is a scam, and the sheriff's office would like to caution residents. The second scam is where a person is going door to door regarding an update of the homeowner's Dish Network television service. The technician says they need to get to their house to upgrade their dish box. Mojave County Sheriff's Office does not recommend allowing strangers into your residence. If you suspect fraud, contact local law enforcement.
Overnight travelers on Arizona State Route 95 south of Interstate 40 should be prepared for traffic restrictions and lane closures beginning on Monday as ADOT begins the installation of cattle guards. Restrictions will be in place between 8:30 p.m. and 6 a.m. Mondays through Thursdays, with the eastbound Exit 9 off-ramp from Interstate 40 being closed. Traffic will be diverted to Exit 13 and then return westbound to Exit 9. The work will continue through 30 January.
This has been your local news from
KTOX.